Talking about the feedback oriented. So before I start something about the feedback, first few times, what do you know about? I want to know more family. So what is feedback? Okay. Yeah, okay. And what more you know about feedback? Yeah, yeah. So that is the first thing I would like to come to that point. Like, so if if I ask anything come to means like almost you all know that it is a qualifying paper. Yes, it is a qualifying paper. This side is a qualifying paper. Because you are thinking that it is a qualifying paper, so you don't pay much attention to this part. That is the problem with this CSAT. Okay, so the main problem with the CSAT is that it is qualifying paper. We'll discuss about it. But the thing is, at the same time, just because it is a qualifying paper, don't because I've been those seniors, like those who were in the years, they were exceptionally good at GS paper one. They are very good at. So some of the students got that 125, 130 in the GS paper one, but they are unable to clear this paper. So even it doesn't matter that how good you are in the first paper. If you don't qualify in the second paper, so all your efforts are waste, right? So even though it is qualifying paper, it's not that easy. At the same time, I won't say that it is difficult also. So the thing is, you need to pay attention to this paper. At least now we are in the I mean, like at the end of January. So if you attempt 2024, 2025, obviously you have to start your preparation. Better late than never. At least so March, April. So these 3 months, if you utilize it well, so we can easily qualify in this paper. Right, we'll discuss about one by one what is this paper. So what is the, I mean, the completely how many questions we have. So everything we talk about this paper one by one first. Right. So first one is CSAT means that generally we call it as CSAT, but what is meant by CSAT? CSAT means that Civil Services Aptitude Test. The name is Civil Services. Oh, 1 second. 1 minute. Excuse me. Audio clearly. Clear. Clear. Okay. Yeah, the full form of CSAT is Civil Services Aptitude. So it is part of UPSC. Okay. So generally CSAT means that. So you in prelims you have two papers, right? GS paper 1 and GS paper 2. This GS paper 2 is popularly known as CSAT. Earlier, this CSAT paper was not there. Till 2011, CSAT paper was not a separate paper. So we have only one prelims paper till 2011. So which means that this quant part, logical reasoning, English comprehension, everything is given in the general studies paper only. But from 2011 onwards, it was introduced. This paper was introduced in 2011. From there onwards, this paper was separated. So separately, this paper was conducted, right? So actually, why it is introduced? Because it tests aspirants' analytical skills, comprehension, and interpersonal skills, decision making, and problem solving abilities, aptitude, and reasoning ability. Okay, so to test this paper was introduced. Even though it was mentioned like this, basically, what are the subject you have in this three? It's simply like, as you mentioned, like quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning, and English comprehension. So we'll come to that. So next, so what is the exam pattern? CSAT exam pattern. So if you look at the CSAT exam pattern, so total number of questions are, here we can see that the total number of questions are 80. So total, you have 80 questions in that question paper. And next negative marking is there. Like paper 1, so in paper 2 also CSAT paper also you have negative marking. So what is that negative marking? 1/3 of the maximum marks for the question. So first of all, each question has how many marks? 2.5 marks. Okay, each question carries that 2.5 marks, 2.5 marks. So in this 2.5 marks, 1/3 of the maximum marks means that 1/3 of 2.5. So which means that it is approximately equal to how much? 0.833. So approximately you can take the 0.85. So you can say that almost all 1 mark. If you attempt a wrong question, if you attempt it wrongly, then you will lose 1 mark. So you need to be very careful when you are attempting it. And also the exam duration is 2 hours. So 120 minutes, 2 hours means that what? 120 minutes. And the number of questions are 80 questions. And what is the total marks? Total marks is 200. Total 200 marks. So wait, time duration is what? 2 hours, which means that 120 questions. And the most important point in CSAT is it is a qualifying paper. It is just simply a qualifying paper. So what is that qualifying mark? 66. Because it is 33% of the maximum marks. The qualifying mark is 33%. So which means that 66 marks out of 200 marks, if you get minimum 66 marks, you are qualified in CSAT. So even if you get 100 marks, 120 marks, 150 marks, those marks are not considered in the final selection. Only GS paper 1 weightage is considered. CSAT is only qualifying. So if you get 66 marks, that is enough. Okay. I think that you understand this one. So exam pattern, CSAT paper. So total we have 80 questions and 2 hours of time, and so total 200 marks. So we need to get minimum 66 marks. Minimum 66 marks mean that, so don't try to focus only for 66 marks. If you try it for 90, 100, then you can easily score that 66 marks. Okay, is it clear? Right, next. So syllabus. If you talk about the syllabus, this is the syllabus. The first one is comprehension. Second one is interpersonal skills, including communication skills, logical reasoning and analytical ability, decision making and problem solving, general mental ability, basic numeracy. So it is given like this. It is official syllabus. Officially, UPSC gave the syllabus for CSAT like this. Okay, so 6 parts are there. But I'll put it in simple words. So you have only 3 subjects. That is what? The first one is aptitude. Second one is aptitude, basic numeracy. Okay, basic numeracy means that aptitude with basic numeracy. The first one. Second part is what? Logical reasoning, mental ability, logical reasoning. And third one is reading comprehension. So we don't have the complete English, only reading comprehension is there. I'll come to this aptitude, logical reasoning and reasoning comprehension one by one. So reading comprehension. First, aptitude part. Okay. So aptitude, so you know that what are the topics we have in aptitude? Just at least tell me some topics. Calendar. This is basically yes, aptitude or logical. Generally, it is considered in logical reasoning. Yeah, time and work, time and distance, percentages, profit and loss, ages. So all this comes under the aptitude. Logical reasoning. I wanted to know from you. Okay. Yeah. So number series, directions, blood relations, seating arrangements. Yes, all these are logical reasoning. Okay, related syllabus. Reading comprehension. Reading comprehension means that, as you know that, so there is a passage and it is followed by some questions. Now we talk about the CSAT. Say, if you write any exam, every exam has its a flavor. Just because it mentioned that quantitative aptitude or logical reasoning, it does not mean that exactly if you prepare the other exams, you can qualify it. Every exam has its a flavor. So if you see the type of questions in the quantitative aptitude of CSAT, it's slightly different from, so like SSC or banking or RRB, if you write that, or our state exams like SI Constable, it's completely different. That's slightly different. The way of asking questions are different. So why? There is a reason actually. Because generally, so especially CSAT is only test your analytical ability. Okay, how you think that. So speed is important. At the same time, not that much of speed is important for this. Because see, you have total 80 questions are there, right? So 200 marks, 80 questions, 200 marks. Even though it is 200 marks, we need to qualify it, right? So qualifying marks means that what? 66. Okay, so I'll ask you one question. So maximum out of these 80 questions, maximum how many you attempt in your exam? Maximum, how many you can attempt? 40? Okay, let's say that 40. So even, so if you ask your seniors also who wrote it, so it would be around that 40 to 50. Okay, so 40 to 50. Let's take that you attempted 40 questions. 40 questions. What is generally the total duration of this exam? 2 hours, which means that 120 minutes. 40 questions, 120 minutes. 40 questions, 120 minutes means that for each question, how much time you are getting? 3 minutes. Okay, because 40 questions, you maximum attempt, suppose let's say that you are attempting maximum 40 questions. So the time limit is what? 120. So, which means that for each question you are taking how much time? 3 minutes of time. Okay, but is it happen in other exam? No. So you don't have that advantage in the other exams because there it is completely merit based. Here it is only qualified. Okay, that's why the pattern of the questions are also lengthy, and mostly 90% of CSAT questions are concept oriented, not shortcut oriented. That you need to remember. So if you prepare for other exams, you need to just try for the shortcuts and everything. You need to solve it. For every problem, you need to just look for the shortcuts. But this is not like that. CSAT exam is not like this. CSAT completely depends on the concept, how you are applying those concepts. That is the most important thing. So that's why. So yes, absolutely, the other exams preparation is useful for you if you already seen that, like if you already prepared for this aptitude and logical reasoning. So definitely it is useful for you. 90% it is definitely useful for you, but it is completely different what I'm saying that. Okay, so here one more point, whether you are a math student or non-math student, still you can manage to do it because it is only testing your like qualifying paper means that you don't require to score much. UPSC also knows that. So they know the distinguish between the math students and non-math students. There is no discrimination at all. No discrimination about the non-math students. Okay, you understand it. So only concept oriented, right? And the next point is, now just look at that. So from 2019 to 2024, how the questions are given, how many questions are given from each section. If you get this idea, then so we can say that we can do that, the approach, we can understand that approach to the CSAT, right? Practicing previous year questions is very, very important. So what is the best thing you can do to qualify CSAT? Practicing the previous year questions, starting from 2024, 2014 to 2024. If you practice 10 years previous year questions, trust me, you can easily qualify it. Easily qualify it. Because if you look at the previous year questions like 2023, 22, so most of the questions, minimum 30%, 25 to 30% of the questions are from the previous year questions. I'm not saying that exactly the same type of questions you are getting, but the same model. So if you apply some logic, definitely the same type of questions you are getting in the CSAT. So that's why. So you need to practice previous year question from 2014 to 2024. Okay. So now once we look at the trend of all these subjects from 2019 to 2024. Why I'm taking the data from 2019 only? Because the story is different before 2019. The story of CSAT is completely different from 2019. Before 2019, so if you ask any of your seniors, CSAT is not a big deal because most of the questions are from the logical reasoning or reading comprehension. Aptitude part is very limited. Like hardly you can say that 10 questions out of 80 questions, 8 to 10 questions hardly. So when before 2019, but the story is completely changed after 2019. So that's why student felt, especially non-math students, felt that the CSAT is difficult. Why? Because maximum weightage is given to aptitude part. Now you can see that 2019 to 2024. So one by one we will see. The first one is reading comprehension. Reading comprehension. So from 2019 to 2024, if you look at the number of questions, here I'm taking the number of questions. So 30 questions, 26, 27, 27, 20, 27, 27. From 2021, every year we get fixed number of questions from the reading comprehension. That is what 27, 27, 27, 27. So 26, 30 is the 2019 and 2019 question papers, right? So on an average, we can expect that something 25 to 30 questions. Again, this year also we can expect that in 2025 also we can expect that minimum 25 to 30 questions are from reading comprehension. Coming to reading comprehension, it is not like that. Reading comprehension means that what do you know about that reading comprehension? We all know that if something is a passage is given to us, based on the passes, questions are given. Like generally in CSAT, it is not like so king and queen story what we have studied in our school days, right? The passes is given, then so you don't expect the direct type of answer we have it in the passes. It's again related to the critical reasoning. It's not the direct questions. So it is critical reasoning. A passes is given. So what is the conclusion to the passes? Or what is the central theme of the passes? What is the core idea of the passes? Okay. So this is what comes under the reading comprehension. Okay. Reading comprehension, you have this like 25 to 30 questions. Okay. So how do we approach to reading comprehension? Practicing, I mean, like being a civil aspirant, you obviously read newspaper every day, right? That will help you a lot, because the passages are also mostly based on the polity, economy, science and technology, or ethics, something what you have studied for the general studies paper. That will help you a lot. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to deal with the reasoning and quantitative aptitude. I don't talk much about that reading comprehension. The respective faculty will tell you how to deal with this. But one point I wanted to make it clear to you. So that is, so even though it is like, so you say that you're exceptionally good at English, still you take time to read the passes, comprehend the passes and answer it. On an average, if you are good at English, I'm saying that if you are good at English and if you are good at that particular passes subject, you can able to solve it in 2 to 3 minutes on an average, 2 to 3 minutes. That is if you are good at English. So some of us are from Telugu medium background or any other medium background, so not good at, exceptionally good at English. So they will take even more time, like 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So this happens in the reading comprehension. Minimum on an average, you will take the 2 to 3 minutes, even though if you are good at English, 2 to 3 minutes. It's not the case with the reading, logical reasoning and quantitative aptitude. So you don't need to spend that much of amount of time on reasoning question or quantitative aptitude. So in reasoning, see, generally, if a paper has, I mean, like CSAT paper has 80 questions. Out of them, so let's say that 30 questions, when you remove that, remaining 50 are quant and logical reasoning only. Out of these 50 questions, not all the questions are difficult. Some questions we can easily do it, quant question or reasoning question, within fraction of seconds. It won't require much time. Some questions, some of the minimum 10 questions, I would say that from the last few years, if you observe the papers, minimum 10 to 15 questions, you can easily do it within half minute. So there are some fixed pattern of the questions, so like you can do it easily. Anyways, I would confidently say that the time taken by reasoning and aptitude is much less than the time taken by reading comprehension. So you have been given one passes and it is around that 300 words, approximately 300 word passes is given to you. And based on that, you will be asked a question, one question only, not, you don't expect more questions, like 5 questions, 6 questions, one question only, one or hardly 2 questions. Understand it? Okay. Anyways, you come to know that how do we approach the reading comprehension questions. So coming to the next part, reasoning. Next part is reasoning. So now you look at the trend of reasoning questions. In 2019, you have 13 questions, 2020, 10 questions, 2021, 18, 22, 9 questions, 23, 24. So 9, 11, 18 respectively. Okay. Mostly, most of the student entirely depends on logical reasoning pattern. Most of the students. Okay. Various reasons. Some of them might have afraid of math. Some of them don't spend enough time on it. So chala mandi entante, so they can take it in the last leg of the preparation. So because of various reasons, they mainly focus on the logical reasoning only. So so we do some logical reasoning questions, and so rest of the questions we'll do it from comprehension, so that we will qualify it. That is the mistake what they are doing. So especially in 2022 and 2023, CSAT is a nightmare for many students. The reason why I tell you, because the number of, you can look at the number of questions of logical reasoning, 9 and 11. Very less number of questions we got. So that's why we cannot count completely on one particular subject. When you are preparing for CSAT, don't count on, don't depend on only one particular subject. So don't depend on only reading comprehension, don't depend on only reasoning, don't depend on only quant. So you have to mix all. When you are preparing, you have to practice all. You understand it, Amma? See, logical reasoning mein 13, 10, 18. So only in 2021, you have good number of questions from the logical reasoning. Even in 2024 also 18. So that's why the percentage of 2024 CSAT qualifying students are more. Whenever the reasoning questions are more, the number of students who qualified in CSAT is also more. Okay. But don't do mistakes. So we don't expect CSAT, like UPSC is always unpredictable, right? So you don't do that mistake. So you have to prepare all these three. You understand, Abba? Right. Coming to the next part is quantitative aptitude. See, from 2019, I told you the story is different before 2019. So there are very less number of questions. So 8 to 10 questions, hardly you have it. Sometimes like that, hardly you can see that 4 to 5 questions. But the story is completely changed from 2019. 2019, 37 questions from quant. 2020, 39. 21, 35. 22, 32. 23, 36. 2024 may some relief you got. If you hate maths, aptitude, some relief you get that like you are getting that 25 question. But the story does not end there. There's one more part, that is data sufficiency. What is this data sufficiency? See, in GS paper, you have statements and conclusions, right? So similarly, data sufficiency is exactly like that. Okay, statements are given, and so some conclusions are given. So is it required to the given statement or the given data is enough to solve the question or not? This is related to the data sufficiency. Even though the name is separately mentioned as data sufficiency, and also, of course, data interpretation, in this data interpretation questions also we get data sufficiency and data interpretation. Again, it is related to the quant part only. Okay. Hardly 1 or 2 questions are from logical reasoning. The rest of them all data sufficiency, data interpretation questions are related to what? It's again completely related to the quant part only. So you can see that 32 in 2022. So especially that year was completely maths paper. Okay, so 44 questions, more than 50% of the questions from quant part. So even if you look at the 2024, approximately 35, but the number of reasoning questions are 18. So it will be some relief for the students, non-math students. So by the way, this is the trend. So data sufficiency and data interpretation also you can see that. So till 2021, so we don't have much questions, but from 2022 onwards, every year we have questions from the DI or data sufficiency. Okay, so even this year also we can expect the same type of pattern. So 2025 May, so we can expect that some 25 to 30 questions from reading comprehension, minimum 15 to 20 from reasoning, and quantitative aptitude again 35 to 40 questions we can expect. Data sufficiency, just including this data sufficiency DI also. Right. Okay, so we come to know that reasoning, quantitative aptitude, data sufficiency, the number of questions. And also, as I already mentioned, that every exam has its flavor. Okay, if you are writing a particular exam, so that exam has some favorite topics. Similarly, in CSAT also, aptitude and logical reasoning means that there are some favorite topics. You must solve those questions from those topics. For example, if you take that quantitative aptitude, in quantitative aptitude, there are 2 important topics. So which will have a weightage of 40 to 50% of aptitude. Suppose if aptitude questions are given 40, out of this 40, 20 questions will be are given. 20 questions were given from these 2 topics. The 2 topics are number system and permutations and combinations. Number systems and permutations and combinations. These 2 topics, if you master in these 2 topics, almost 80% of your CSAT is clear. These 2 topics, number systems and permutations and combinations. Okay, so especially from 2021, you have more number of questions. I think that in 2022 or 2021, 20 questions are directly from number system only. Okay, So that's why these two topics are very, very important, number systems and permutations and combinations. But when you are preparing for aptitude, so you make sure that you should not leave even one single question from these two topics. Okay. So there is, how do we approach this exam, CSAT exam? So there are some important topics which we should not leave at all, at any cost. Like I mentioned in the quantitative aptitude, even in logical reasoning, there are topics like blood relations, seating arrangements, and also syllogisms. Okay, these topics are there. And definitely you have questions from this, calendars. There are some particular topics you need to focus more on it. But that does not mean that you should leave the remaining topics. You should also prepare for the other ones. So in our classes, what we are going to do is, so we will complete the whole syllabus. Like, so I'll show you the syllabus. So this is logical reasoning syllabus. Each and everything we will discuss in the classroom. We'll do each and every topic. And apart from that, so we also do that previous year questions. Okay, as I already mentioned that every exam has its own flavor. So whatever we are going to do it in the classes, it's exactly exclusively for the CSAT related questions. You might have find it in the other exams also, but exclusively CSAT means that the pattern of the questions are different. We are going to do that one. Okay, so that you don't need to panic about this CSAT. You can easily do it. So again, apart from doing these topics and the concepts and examples from it, and we also do the previous year questions starting from 2014 to 2024. That is the most important thing in your CSAT preparation. Solving the previous year questions. Minimum 10 years. Minimum 10 years paper. So if you do, so there were so many questions starting from, if you count from 2014 to 2024, if you solve all those questions, minimum 30% of the questions are from them. Okay, it won't take much time. So the pattern of questions are like that. So just look at the syllabus now. Logical reasoning. So we have the analogy, classification, series, coding and decoding. So I'll just tell you that the important topics here, coding and decoding. So series, most important topic, and blood relations, directions, and Venn diagrams. Seating arrangement was once important concept. Seating arrangement, like 2000, before 2020, most of the questions are from seating arrangement or puzzles. But recent years, we have more number of questions from seating, coding and decoding, blood relation, directions, and logical Venn diagram. So ranking is also, sometimes we'll get the questions from the ranking. And another most important topics are clocks and calendars. Clocks and calendars. So this is every year we can expect minimum 1 or 2 questions from this calendars and clocks. And cubes and dice, problems on cubes and dice. Syllogisms. This is mandate. So syllogisms means that some statements are given, it is followed by some conclusions. Like you might have seen that like all pens are pencils, some pencils are erasers. I think that you have seen this type of questions, right? So syllogism topic. So these particular topics are very, very, very important. In CSAT, we have much weightage is given to these topics. Of course, rest of the topics are also important, but these topics are even more important. Okay, right. So this is about the logical reasoning. And this is also a syllabus for this. This is official syllabus for logical reasoning. Okay. Next, quantitative aptitude. Coming to the quantitative aptitude. Okay. First one is number system, simplification, search indices, and LCM and HCF. Even though it was mentioned separately, number system, simplification, search and indices, LCM and HCF comes under the one topic only. Okay. So from these 4 topics, it is considered as we deal this complete concept as number systems has a weightage of minimum 10 to 15% of questions. Number system, simplification, search and indices, LCM and HCF. Okay, so this completely comes under the number system. So very, very, very important topic. And this topic, right? So the next topic is PNC. PNC means that permutations and combinations. These two are very, very important. Okay. Now next one, ratios, proportions, percentages, profit and loss, partnerships. Okay. So actually from these, okay, from these topics, so in CSAT, what happens is the questions are mixed. Like you don't expect to get the direct questions. Very hardly we'll get the direct questions. If a ratio question is given, it's related to the percentages, profit and loss, and also time and work. So suppose if you take that calendars topic, so the calendars topic, normally you do it in the logical reasoning, but that calendar question is linked to number system concept, reminders concept. Okay. So when we are doing the problem, so we have to relate the other topics also. So the ratios, proportion, percentages, partnership, profit and loss. One topic, another topic is interlinked. Okay, each topic is interlinked with each other. So that's why we have to do it. See, let's say that you are very good at ratios and proportions. Okay, Emma. Let's say that ratios and proportions నుంచి ఒక క్వశ్చన్ ఇచ్చారనుకోండి, పర్సంటేజెస్ లింక్ అయి ఉంటుంది, ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ లింక్ అయి ఉంటుంది అనమాట. ఓకే, అందుకే ఏంటంటే సో వెన్ వీఆర్ ప్రిపేరింగ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఇంటర్లింక్ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ కాన్సెప్ట్. So that's why we need to know that each and every concept. We should not leave any topic. You understand, Emma? So not required much preparation, Emma, for preparation. So what you need to do is you regularly attend the classes. Please follow each and everything, whatever we discuss in the classroom. Practice previous year questions. Write mock tests. That's it. Nothing else is required. And you don't need to look for the different materials. So maximum whatever we are going to do it in the classroom. So confidently, I would say that so it is enough. Enough means that, so apart from the, because we are doing the previous year questions, right? So first you prepare it from our notebook and we will give you some handouts. The handout system, class అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఒక పర్టికులర్ టాపిక్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత దాని రిలేటెడ్ హ్యాండ్అవుట్ సిస్టమ్, దాన్ని ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, అవి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. అది కూడా CSAT ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్గా ఉన్న క్వశ్చన్స్ అవి. సో నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి మనకి ఏంటంటే వీ నీడ్ టు రైట్ ద మార్క్ టెస్ట్. డోంట్ మిస్ ద మార్క్ టెస్ట్. ఇవి చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది. నో నీడ్ టు అఫ్రైడ్ ఆఫ్ CSAT. ఓకే, రైట్. నెక్స్ట్ టాపిక్ యావరేజెస్, టైమ్ అండ్ డిస్టెన్స్, టైమ్ అండ్ వర్క్, SI and CI, సెట్ థియరీ, ప్రాబబిలిటీ, మెన్సురేషన్. సో దీస్ టాపిక్స్, the most important topics are number systems and permutations and combinations. And of course, we also have the questions from probability, 2 or 3 questions, 1 or 2 questions. And from rest of all the topics, either we'll get that 1 question or 2 questions like that. But these 2 topics have huge weightage. You understand it? So, ee rendu topics nunchi kuda huge weightage undi. ఓకే, మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసేటప్పుడు అయితే ఈ నెంబర్ సిస్టమ్స్ అండ్ పర్మిటేషన్స్ అండ్ కాంబినేషన్స్ ఈ టాపిక్స్ అయితే మాత్రం మీరు చాలా బాగా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. ఓకే, మీరు ఎంత బాగా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే అంత మంచిది. క్లియర్? సో దిస్ ఇస్ అబౌట్ దట్ CSAT, అంటే ఎగ్జామ్ ప్యాటర్న్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది, ఏం చదవాలి ఏంటి అన్నది. సో ఎక్స్ట్రా మెటీరియల్ ఐ డోంట్ సజెస్ట్ ఎనీ మెటీరియల్. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ యూ ప్రిపేర్ ఫర్ లైక్ RS Agrawal, some other books, it's waste of your time. I'm only talking about the CSAT. I'm only talking about CSAT. I'm not talking about other exams. Other exams రాసేటప్పుడు మీరు ఏదైనా చేసుకోండి. But when it comes to the CSAT part, exclusively you can prepare only these things. Or so whatever we are doing in the classroom, మనం క్లాస్లో చేసేది, తర్వాత the PDF or the material, whatever we are going to provide to you. And previous year questions, almost all we will do that 90% of the previous year questions in the classroom only. Even miss అయిపోయినా సరే, you just revise that from 2014 to 2024. Don't miss even one single question from it, 2014 to 2024. And so you can see that ఇన్ని క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్స్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఏంటంటే you can understand the pattern of the questions, ఎలా వస్తుంది అనేసి. Once if the classes are started, you come to know that ఇలా వస్తుంది questions, ఈ వేలో వస్తుంది అనేసి. Even it is not difficult, don't think that CSAT is difficult. So only thing is attention is needed. Attention to this paper is needed. CSAT just qualifying paper kada అనేసి వదిలేస్తారు. See, the story is good for non-math students. At least they admit that they don't know. So కాబట్టి they practice it. So the problem comes with the math students. I'm not talking about all 100% of math students. Some percentage of students, let's say that 60% of the math students, 60% of the math students with overconfident, so they don't practice it. Exam లో చూసుకుందాం కదా అని అనుకుంటాం అనమాట. అది యూపీఎస్సీ కదా, అది మిమ్మల్ని చూసుకుంటుంది అనమాట. సో కాబట్టి ఏంటంటే డోంట్ థింక్ లైక్ దట్. సో వెదర్ యు ఆర్ మ్యాథ్స్ స్టూడెంట్ ఆర్ నాన్ మ్యాథ్స్ స్టూడెంట్, సో ప్లీజ్ డూ ఇట్. అండ్ ఆల్సో మీకు ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పినట్టుగా ఏంటంటే డోంట్ డిపెండ్ ఆన్ ఓన్లీ వన్ సింగిల్ సెక్షన్. ఇట్ డజంట్ మ్యాటర్ హౌ గుడ్ యు ఆర్ అనే పర్టికులర్ సబ్జెక్ట్. ఈవెన్ మీరు మ్యాథ్స్ లో క్వాంట్లో చాలా తోపులుగా చాలా టాప్ క్వశ్చన్ అంటే ఎలా అయినా చేసేస్తారు, ఏ క్వశ్చన్స్ చేస్తారు అన్నా సరే, స్టిల్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు డూ ద రిమైనింగ్ 2 sections. కంప్లీట్ గా ఓవరాల్ అప్రోచ్ ఉంటేనే మనం క్వాలిఫై అవుతాం. ఓకే, సో వీ డోంట్ నో, వీ కంప్లీట్లీ డోంట్ నో హౌ ద క్వశ్చన్స్ విల్ కమ్. సో ప్రెడిక్ట్ చేయలేం. మాక్సిమం ఏంటంటే మనకి లాస్ట్ ఫ్యూ ఇయర్స్ నుంచి, లాస్ట్ ఒక 2019-20 నుంచి మనకున్న ట్రెండ్ బట్టి మనం చూసుకుంటే ఏంటంటే ప్రీవియస్ ఇయర్ క్వశ్చన్స్, ఆ ప్యాటర్న్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ మనకి అలాగే కంటిన్యూ అవుతుంది అనమాట. సో ఆ వేలో ప్రిపేర్ అయితే మనకి ప్రాబ్లం ఏమి ఉండదు. అలా కాకుండా ఏది పడితే అది మెటీరియల్స్, ఏది పడితే అది చేస్తే ఏంటంటే, సో డెఫినెట్లీ వీ ఫాల్ ఇన్ టు ట్రాప్. ఓకే, ఐ థింక్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇట్. క్లియర్? ఎనీ డౌట్స్? Okay, so now we'll see some previous year questions. I'm not taking tough questions because మీకు ప్యాటర్న్ తెలియాలి కాబట్టి ఏంటంటే ఐఎమ్ ఓన్లీ, సో మీరు సాల్వ్ చేసేటట్లే నేను కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ అయితే తీసుకున్నాను, ప్రీవియస్ ఇయర్ క్వశ్చన్స్. లెట్స్ సాల్వ్ ఇట్. ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. Please read this question. Please read it. Don't think it is related to the maths. It's logical related questions only. I take it from the previous year questions. Okay. Idea, concept. Sorry. So anyway, you before you start your preparation for CSAT, let me tell you one thing. That is, so you had to complete few things before the preparation, before you start the preparation of CSAT. One is 1 to 30 squares. You must know the squares from 1 to 30. And 1 to 20 cubes. Okay, and 1 to, this is the most important thing and challenging one also, 1 to 20 tables. Okay, 1 to 20 tables. It looks silly, but trust me, a 1 to 20 tables ఏ మనకి చాలా యూజ్ అవుతాయి. అంటే ఏం లేదు, టేబుల్స్ తెలీదా అంటే 17 6 అంటే 6 7 6 1 చేస్తాం, మనకి అది కాదు నేను చెప్తాను. 17 6 అంటే ఇమీడియట్లీ నీడ్ టు నో దట్ 1 or 2. ఓకే, సో అలా మనకి వస్తే మనం చాలా టైం సేవ్ చేస్తాం. ఈ 3 మీరు కంపల్సరీ నేర్చుకోవాల్సిన టాస్క్ ఉంది. మీరు యాప్టిట్యూడ్, లాజికల్ రీజనింగ్ ఏ ఎగ్జామ్కి ఉన్నా సరే మీరు ఫస్ట్ చేయాల్సింది ఏంటంటే, మీరు ఈ CSAT అనే కాదు, ఏ ఎగ్జామ్ అయినా మీరు రాయండి, డజంట్ మ్యాటర్. బట్ మీరు నేర్చుకోవాల్సిన ఫస్ట్ ఏంటంటే యూ నీడ్ టు బి పర్ఫెక్ట్ ఇన్ 1 to 30 squares and 1 to 20 cubes and 1 to 20 tables. Okay, 1 to 30 squares. Okay, suppose 14 square. What is 14 square? 14 square. What is 14 square, Amma? It's 196. Okay, 14 square means that 196. Suppose you are doing a problem in aptitude. మీరు aptitude లో ఒక ప్రాబ్లం చేస్తున్నారు, 14 square, 14 into 14 చేశారు. ఓకే, మీకు అట్లీస్ట్ టైం పడితే పట్టింది, మీకు అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక ఆప్షన్ ఉంది, 14 into 14 అని చేసుకునే ఆప్షన్ ఉంది. మీకు అర్థమవుతుందమ్మా? మీరు యాప్టిట్యూడ్ లో, మ్యాథ్స్ లో ఒక ప్రాబ్లం చేస్తున్నారు, ఎక్కడో మీరు సొల్యూషన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు మధ్యలో మిడిల్లో 14 into 14 square అనేసి వచ్చింది, మీకు ఐడియా రాలేదు, మీరు ఏం చేస్తారు, 14 into 14 అని చేస్తారు, మీకు ఆన్సర్ అయితే వచ్చింది, టైం పట్టింది అంతే. ఓకే, ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. బట్ లాజికల్ రీజనింగ్ ఉంది కదా, లాజికల్ రీజనింగ్ లో సో దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ కాన్సెప్ట్, దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ టాపిక్ కాల్డ్ నంబర్ సిరీస్. Number series ante, so line ga numbers vastayi. Series lo what is the next number అని అడుగుతాడు. ఆ పర్టికులర్ టాపిక్ మాత్రం CSAT లో చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్, బికాస్ ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ వీ హ్యావ్ minimum 3 questions from this topic, number series topic. For doing those questions, definitely we need to identify the square numbers, because ఎలా ఇస్తాడు మీకు, let's what is the next number? So this is the number sequence series. Some numbers are given to you and we need to find out the next number in that sequence. How do we know? So generally we have the different logics, we try that. But here 121, 144, 169, 196 means that we need to identify the numbers as square numbers. If you don't identify those numbers, we cannot find out the answer, right? Aptitude ante chudandi, so 121 means that 11 square, 144 means that 12 square, 169 means that 13 square, 190 square means that what, 14 square. In aptitude, at least if you don't know 14 square, you can multiply 14 into 14. 13 square if you don't know, so you can multiply. Time పడితే పట్టింది, అట్లీస్ట్ మీరు మల్టిప్లై చేసుకోవచ్చు. బట్ రీజనింగ్ లో అలా లేదు. యూ నీడ్ టు ఐడెంటిఫై. ఇమీడియట్ గా చూసిన వెంటనే ఏంటంటే యూ నీడ్ టు ఐడెంటిఫై దోస్ నంబర్స్ ఆర్ వాట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్క్వేర్ నంబర్స్ అని ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి. ఓకే, యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇట్? సో దట్స్ వై 1 to 30 minimum squares are required, 1 to 20 minimum cubes are required, and also 1 to 20 tables are okay. 1 to 20 tables are important. Right, coming to this problem, you understand? Idaithe matram. So before you start your preparation, please remember it. Please remember it. Not just for CSAT, for every exam, any exam, if you have that quant and logical reasoning, definitely the first thing you have to do is learning the squares from 1 to 30 minimum, 1 to 20 cubes, and 1 to 20 table. That is the first requirement for your preparation. Okay. Right, coming to this problem. Do you understand the question number 20? Option C. Option C, 32. Yeah. See, a gardener has 1,000 plants. The gardener has 1,000 plants. He wants to plant them in such a way that the number of rows and the number of columns remains the same. This is the main condition here. He wants to plant them, the number of, in such a way that the number of rows and the number of columns remains same. You get it అమ్మా? అంటే మీరు ప్లాన్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఏంటి, రోస్ లో ఎన్నైతే రోస్ లో ప్లాన్ చేస్తున్నారో కాలమ్స్ లో కూడా అన్నే చేయాలి. ఎన్ని రోస్ లో చేస్తున్నారో అన్ని కాలమ్స్ లో చేయాలి. ఓకే, సపోజ్ లెట్స్ సే దట్ యు ఆర్ ప్లాంటింగ్ in 2 rows, which means that the number of columns means that what, 2. So the number of rows, if the number of rows are 2, then obviously the number of columns is what, 1 and 2 columns. So then how many plants he is planting? 1, 2, 3, 4 kada. Suppose if he is planting them in 2 rows and 2 columns, because the condition is what, the number of rows and the number of columns should be same. If he is planting in 2 rows, the number of columns should be 2. So total number of plants is what, 4. Suppose if he is planting in 3 rows and 3 columns, let's say that first we need to get the idea, first we need to understand the problem. Problem ఏమి ఇచ్చాడో తర్వాత the main important point తీసుకొని, so the main important point in the past question is what, he wants to plant them in such a way that the number of rows and the number of columns should be same. If this condition is given, what is the approach? First we need to understand it. How we understand this? See, 3 rows, 1, 2, 3 rows and 3 columns. The number of rows and the number of columns are same, right? If I take the 3 rows and 3 columns, what is the total number of plants? 9 plants. Suppose if I take it in 4 rows and 4 columns, yes, how many? 16 number. 4, 4, 4, 4, 16. Now you see, carefully observe that if I take that, if I plant them in 2 rows and 2 columns, the total number of plants is what? 4. If I plant them in 3 rows and 3 columns, the total number of plants is what? 9. If I plant them in 4 rows and 4 columns is what? Total number of plants is 16. Then what do you understand by that? Square numbers, exactly. So which means that in order to make it, in order to plant them in number of rows and number of columns same, so the final number should be what? A perfect square. ఓకే, అర్థమైందమ్మా? సో ఎన్ని రోస్ లో ఉన్నాయి అన్ని కాలమ్స్ లో ప్లాన్ చేయాలి అంటే ఫైనల్ గా వచ్చే నెంబర్ ఏమవ్వాలి? పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్క్వేర్ అయ్యి ఉండాలి. సి ప్లీజ్ రిమెంబర్ దట్. సో whenever we have this condition, the number of rows and the number of columns remains same. If this condition is given, the number of rows and the number of columns are same. Whenever you see this condition, then the final answer must be a perfect square number. Perfect square number. Not for this problem, for any problem you see that the number of rows and the number of columns are same అన్నాడు అనుకున్నాం. ఫైనల్ గా మనకు వచ్చే వాల్యూ ఏమవ్వాలి? It should be a perfect square number. Okay, right. So now coming to our problem, how many plants with them? He already had 1000 plants. He already yes, he already had 1000 plants. He already has 1000 plants, but his intention is what? He wants to plant them in number of, as the number of rows and the number of columns same. అలా అవ్వాలంటే కండిషన్ ఏంటి? The final number should be a perfect square. So that's why he's saying that 1000 is not a perfect square, right? That's why he's saying that how many additional plants should he plant so that the condition will be satisfied. Okay, అంటే ఈ నెంబర్ ఏమవ్వాలి? ఈ 1000 అనే నెంబర్ కొంత నెంబర్ యాడ్ చేసిన తర్వాత the final number is what? A perfect square number. So now you tell me that for 1000, which number if you add, the final number is a perfect square. So you have the options. So generally 30 to 35 వరకు perfect squares నేర్చుకోవాలి. If you know the squares at least from 35, from 1 to 35, that is very much useful to you. Okay, అందుకే స్టార్టింగ్ లోనే చెప్తున్నాను. సో మినిమం యూ నీడ్ టు లెర్న్ దట్ మినిమం స్క్వేర్స్ ఆర్ రిక్వైర్డ్. ఓకే, హియర్ చూడండి ఇక్కడ 32 వరకు అడిగాడు. సో కాబట్టి ఆన్ ఏ సేఫ్ సైడ్, సో 1 to 35 వరకు స్క్వేర్ నేర్చుకుంటే సో యూ కెన్ ఈజీలీ డూ ఇట్. 31 square is 961, 32 square is what? 1024. Here 32 square value is 1024. What is 32 square value? 1024. Already he had 1000 plants. Okay, now how many more plants he needs to plant? 24. So he needs to plant 24. Then the final value is 1024. It is a perfect square. So answer is what? 24. Okay, here what is the condition? The condition is whenever the number of rows and the number of columns remains same, condition is given, you should always remember that the final number should be a perfect square number. The final number should be what? A perfect square number. Clear? Correct. So answer is 24. Let's go to the next sum. Okay, we'll try another previous year question. Please try to answer me. Please answer it. A sum of 700 has to be used to give 7 cash prizes to the students of a school for their overall academic performance. If each prize is 20 rupees less than its preceding price, what is the least value of price? First thing is we need to understand the problem. So 700, what is the problem? 700 rupees is there. 700 రూపాయలు ఉన్నాయి, 700 rupees ఉంది. These 700 rupees used to be given as 7 cash prizes. అంటే ఈ 700 rupees ని 7 prizes గా ఇద్దాం అనుకున్నారు. ఓకే, 7 students కి 700 rupees ని ఇద్దామనేసి అనుకున్నారు. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద కండిషన్? ఎలా ఇవ్వాలనేసి అనుకుంటే ఇక్కడ if each prize is 20 rupees less than its preceding price. ఓకే, ప్రతి ప్రైజ్ కూడా ప్రీవియస్ ప్రైజ్ కన్నా 20 rupees లెస్ ఉంటే ఆ ప్రైజెస్ అన్నింటిలో కూడా లీస్ట్ వాల్యూ ఉండే ప్రైజ్ ఎంత అని అన్నాడు. ఓకే, యు అండర్స్టాండ్ ద ప్రాబ్లం? టోటల్ 700 rupees ఇస్ దేర్. 700 rupees ఉంది. ఈ 700 rupees ని కూడా మనం ఏంటంటే 7 students కి ఇవ్వాలి. ప్రతి స్టూడెంట్ కూడా ఏంటంటే ప్రతి ప్రైజ్ కూడా నెక్స్ట్ ప్రైజ్ కన్నా 20 rupees లెస్ అనేసి అన్నాడు అనమాట. అలా అయితే టోటల్ గా లీస్ట్ ప్రైజ్ వాల్యూ ఎంత అని అన్నాడు. వాట్ ఈస్ ద లీస్ట్ ప్రైజ్ వాల్యూ? అట్లీస్ట్ డూ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ ద క్వశ్చన్ అమ్మా? ఓకే, నౌ హౌ విల్ వి డూ దట్? See, in mathematics, see, if you don't know any value, basically, if you don't know any value, so we start our problem by taking x. Okay, maths lo manaki entante, if we don't know any value, then we take that value as x. See, we don't know the first prize, right? So 700 rupees is distributed to 7 students. We don't know the first prize value. Since we don't know the first prize value, let's say that x is the first prize. Suppose if I take that x is the first value, what is the second prize? What is the condition here? It is given the price is 20 rupees less than its preceding. Suppose let's say that the price value is 90 rupees, then what is the next price value? 20 rupees less kada, which means that 70 rupees. You understand it, Amma? So likewise, suppose if I take that the first price value is x rupees, what is the second price value? X minus 20, right? And similarly, what is the next price value? Third price value? X minus 20 rupees less even. X minus 60. Likewise, how many prices? 7 prices. I had to take that 7 values like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Likewise, 7 prices. X minus 80, X minus 100, X minus 120. 20 rupees less. We have to make sure that 20 rupees less than the preceding term. Clear? So if I take that first price as x rupees, second price is x minus 20, third price is x minus 40, fourth price is x minus 60, x minus 80, x minus 100, x minus 120. Now we have that all 7 prices. So these 7 prices is nothing but India 700 is 700 rupees ne kada 7 prices ka isna. We are giving this 700 rupees as 7 prices. So now you tell me that the sum of all these numbers, the sum of all these prices is equal to 700 only. Okay, so now you add the values. If you add the values, so 3, 6, 7. So 7x minus. So first you add all these values. 7x, if I add the values, this is 100, 200, 300, 420. 7x minus 420. If I add all the values, I'll get 7x minus 420. So what is this 7x minus 420 value? Equal to 700 only. So here I'm writing that. So 7x minus 420 is equal to what? 700. So from this, first you find out the x value. If 7x value is equal to what? Minus 420. So if you take it to the other side, it becomes what? 1120. Then x is equal to what? 1120 divided by 7. Okay. So 7 1s are 7 6 7 6 are 0. So x value is equal to what? 160. You understand it? Is it clear? So x value is equal to 160. Now, so what is the least value of the price? What is the least value of the price? See here, see more even ila chesin tarvata kuda chaala mandi x is equal to 160 option lo 160 ఉంటుంది. So we pick that 160. చాలా మంది 160 అని రాసేస్తారు ఎందుకంటే x వాల్యూ వచ్చిన తర్వాత ప్రాబ్లమే అయిపోద్ది అనుకుంటారు. బట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఏం అడిగాడు అన్నది చాలా క్లియర్ గా చదవాలి. What is the problem? What is the least value of the price? What is the least value of the price? Among these prices, 7 prices, so what is the least price? X minus 120 is the least price. This is the least price. We are asked to find out the least value, which means that we are asked to find out that x minus 120 value. So x minus 120 is equal to what? 160 minus 120. So answer is equal to what? 40. The final answer is equal to what? 40. Clear? స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ మనం ఫస్ట్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. ప్రాబ్లమ్ అర్థం చేసుకున్న తర్వాత మ్యాథ్స్ లో బేసిక్ గా మనకి ఏదైనా వాల్యూ తెలియదు అనుకోండి, మనం ఫస్ట్ ఎక్స్ తో స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ ఇనిషియల్ వాల్యూ వీ డోంట్ నో. లెట్స్ టేక్ దట్ ద ఇనిషియల్ వాల్యూ ఇస్ ఎక్స్. The next price value is what? X minus 20, because the difference of the each price is what? 20. So x minus 20, next x minus 40, x minus 60, x minus 80. So likewise we take that till x minus 120. Clear? Okay, ma'am. Okay, now let's see one more problem. Yeah. What is the total number of digits printed if a book containing 850 pages is to be numbered from 1 to 850? ప్రాబ్లం అర్థమైందమ్మా? ఒక బుక్ లో 1 నుంచి 850 వరకు పేజెస్ ఉంటే దాంట్లో ఎన్ని డిజిట్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం అనేసి అన్నాడు. ఫస్ట్ వీ నీడ్ టు నో ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ ఏ డిజిట్ అండ్ a number. What, how many digits we have? Digits mean that 0 to 9. So 0 to 9 ఉన్న వాటిని మనం ఏమంటాం అంటే we call them as digits. You understand? So 0 నుంచి 9 వరకు. So So you don't need to worry even if you don't know anything. So because we start from the basics, we'll deal with the basic definition నుంచి basics నుంచి we start it. Okay, so మనం ఏ టాపిక్ చేసినా సరే we start from the basics. No need to worry even if you don't know anything. We'll discuss about that. Digits means that 0 to 9 అమ్మ. 0 to 9 ఉన్న వాటిని మనం డిజిట్స్ అనేసి చెప్తాం. ఓకే, సో ద కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ డిజిట్స్ ఇస్ ఎ నెంబర్. 10 అన్నాను అనుకోండి, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ నెంబర్, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఎ డిజిట్. 23, it is a number, it is not a digit. So digits mean that individually if you take 0 to 9, like that is 0 is a digit, 1 is a digit, 2 is a digit till 9. So we have 0 to 9 digits. 0 to 9 are called digits. Now the question is what? Suppose if a book is having that 850 pages, if a book is having that 850 pages, then how many digits are considered from 1 to 850? 1 నుంచి 850 వరకు total if you count all the digits, 1 to 9 ఎన్ని ఉంటాయి? సో 1 to 9 అంటే 9 digits ఉంటాయి. 10 అనే నెంబర్లో 2 digits ఉంటాయి. 11 అనే నెంబర్లో 2 digits ఉంటాయి. 12 అనే నెంబర్లో 2 digits. అలా 850లో 3 digits. ఒకటి నుంచి 1 నుంచి 850 వరకు ఎన్ని digits ఉన్నాయో అన్ని digits ని కౌంట్ చేస్తే టోటల్గా ఎన్ని digits ఉంటాయని అడిగాడు. And this particular problem was asked multiple times in CSAT. That's what I'm saying, that you understand it. So next problem also you can see that same type of problems are asked in your exam. Okay, right? How do we do that? So digits are from 1 to 850, right? Yeah. So digits are from 1 to 850. So in this 1 to 850 numbers, we have single digit numbers. First we separate that single digit number, 2 digit numbers and 3 digit numbers, right? First, if I take that single digit numbers mean that what? The numbers are from 1 to 9, right? Single digit numbers mean that what? 1 to 9. 1 to 9 means that how many digits we have? 9. So we are using 9. Next we take the 2 digit numbers. First of all, tell me that these are the total digits. First tell me that how many 2 digit numbers we have? How many 2 digit numbers we have? So 2 digit numbers from means that from which number to which number? Yes, from 10 to 99. Tell me how many numbers we have from 10 to 99? Not 89, it's actually 9. 90. Okay, so why? Because see 1 to 9, how many numbers are there? 9. So 9 minus 1 అంటే 8 వస్తుంది కదా, అంటే 8 అని కాదు. సో లార్జెస్ట్ మైనస్. సో వెన్ ఎవర్ యూ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ ద number of numbers from one number to another number, so if you are finding out the numbers from one number to another number, it's largest number minus smallest number plus 1. Largest number minus smallest number plus 1. So how many numbers are there from 10 to 99 means that largest number minus smallest number plus 1. So 99 minus 10 plus 1. You understand? So 89 plus 1 means that what? 90 numbers. Okay, so total how many numbers are there? 2 digit numbers. First there are 92 digit numbers are there, but we are counting digits. Okay, so 90 numbers are there, but how many digits are there? A 2 digit number means that in each number we have 2 digits, right? So 90 into 2 is what? 180. You understand it? So next you tell me that 3 digit numbers. 3 digit numbers means that from which number to which number? Here it is still 850 only, right? So which means that from 100 to 850. So how many numbers we have? First largest number minus smallest number plus 1. 850 minus 100 means that 750 plus 1 means that what? Yes, 751. Here we are considering only till 850. So 100 to 850 means that largest minus smallest plus 1. 750 plus 1. So you multiply with 3 because it is 3 digit numbers, right? So 3 1s are 3, 3 5s are 15, 3 7s are 21 plus 2 is what? 22. So if you add the numbers, so all the digits we are adding, we need to count that how many digits we are using that. So we in total we have 2442 digits we have. Okay, ma? Right. Tell me how many digits we are using in a book consisting from 1 to 1000. How many digits we have? Please mute it, somebody. Mute your mic. Okay. So tell me the answer for 1 to 1000. 2, 2889. 2892. Okay, first we take the single digit numbers. Single digit numbers are are 9. Two digit numbers. Yeah. So total how many two digit numbers we have? 90. From 10 to 99 means that 90 numbers. We have already seen that. So 90 into 2 is what? 180. Next. So we are considering from 1 to 8000 means that. So we are taking that all three digit numbers, right? So three digit numbers. Yeah, 100 to 999. 100 to 999 means that how many numbers we have? Oh no, 900 numbers. See, you can easily remember that single digit numbers are 9 number. Two digit numbers means that 90 in number system. Three digit numbers means that 900. Four digit numbers means that you can easily remember that 9000. Five digit numbers means that 90,000. So three digit numbers means that how many numbers we have? 900. So 900 into 3 is what? 2700. Okay. So and similarly we take that four digit numbers. Sorry, four digit number. We are see here three digit numbers are over. Now we are finding out the number of digits from 1 to 1000, right? So which means that in that list 1000 is also there. Okay, so which means that four digit number 1000 is also there. So how many digits are there in 1000? Four digits. It must be included, right? So answer is what? 2893. It's 2893, Amma Satish. Okay. Clear? Right. Next one. See, this type of questions are very, very important in CSAT. So we have to do nothing much for this type of problem. So only we need to assume the values. Every year we have minimum 3 questions from this type of model. So which means that assuming the values. Assuming the values means that see here x and y are natural numbers other than 1 and y is greater than x. Then which of the following represents the largest number? It is given that x and y are natural numbers. What is meant by natural numbers? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to so on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all these are called natural numbers. Okay. So what it is given that x and y both are natural numbers. Other than 1. Other than 1 means that, so even the natural numbers are starting from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should not take 1 because the numbers are what? Other than 1. Other than 1 means that x and y numbers should be what? 2, 3, 4 and so on. And also it is given that y is greater than x. Y is greater than x. Okay. So this is nothing but then which of the following is the largest number? So what it means that you can assume any number from this. So we have so many questions like this in the previous year questions. So simply we need to assume some numbers, depends on the condition. So you need to assume the values, right? When you are assuming the values, you can assume any value, but it must satisfy the condition. And when you are assuming the numbers, there is one more point is maximum you try to take that minimum possible value. ఓకే, ఎప్పుడు కూడా మినిమం వాల్యూ, ఈ ఎస్యూమ్ చేసుకునే వాల్యూస్ లో ఎంత మినిమం వాల్యూ తీసుకుంటే అంత మంచిది, ఎందుకంటే క్యాల్కులేషన్ సింపుల్ గా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి. ఓకే, సి హియర్ ద కండిషన్ ఇస్ వాట్, y గ్రేటర్ దాన్ x. సో విచ్ మీన్స్ దట్ విచ్ నెంబర్ ఐ కెన్ టేక్ ఇట్ ఫర్ x? 2, యాజ్ మినిమం యాజ్ పాసిబుల్. ఎంత మినిమం వాల్యూ మనం ఎస్యూమ్ చేసుకునేటప్పుడు తీసుకుంటే అంత మంచిది. సో 2 తీసుకున్నాం కాబట్టి y కి ఏం తీసుకోవచ్చు, 3 తీసుకో, ఏం ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. సో అదే కదా చెప్తున్నాను. సో యూ కెన్ టేక్ దట్ ద మినిమం పాసిబుల్ వాల్యూస్. సో ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్ దట్ x values 2, y values 3. Now the question is what, which of the following is the largest number? The first one is what, xy. Xy means that what, x value is 2, y value 3. So 2 into 3 is what, 6. Next, x by y. X by y means that what, 2 by 3. Okay, so anyway, which number we are finding out? Largest number. 2 by 3 అంటే లెస్ దాన్ 1 ఉంటుంది కదమ్మా, లెస్ దాన్ 1 ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి ఇది ఎలిమినేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఎందుకంటే ఆప్షన్ ఏలో ఆల్రెడీ 6 ఉంది కాబట్టి. అండ్ సిమిలర్లీ y by x. Y by x అంటే ఎంత, 3 by 2. ఓకే, 3 by 2 అంటే ఎంత, 1.5. దిస్ నెంబర్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో లెస్ దాన్ 6. నెక్స్ట్ వాల్యూ ఇస్ x plus y divided by xy. X plus y means that what, 2 plus 3 is 5 divided by xy means that what, 6. 5 by 6 means that again it is less than 1 only. So we don't need to consider this number. So what is the answer? Answer option A. ఓకే, ఈ టైప్ ఆఫ్ సమ్స్ కి మనం సింపుల్ గా ఎస్యూమ్ చేసుకుంటే సరిపోతుంది. ఇలాంటి సమ్స్ మనకి ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ మినిమం 3 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇస్తాడు. కండిషన్ ఏదైతే ఇలా కండిషన్ ఇస్తాడు, అదర్ దాన్ న్యాచురల్ నెంబర్ అదంతా ఇస్తాడు, అదర్ దాన్ 1 అంటాడు, y is greater than x అని అంటాడు. ఈ టైప్ లో కండిషన్ ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత మనం x అండ్ y వాల్యూస్ మనం ఎస్యూమ్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఏ నెంబర్స్ ఎస్యూమ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఏ నెంబర్స్ అయినా ఎస్యూమ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. కానీ ఎస్యూమ్ చేసుకునేటప్పుడు ఎంత చిన్న నెంబర్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఎంత మినిమం నెంబర్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఎంత లీస్ట్ నెంబర్స్ ఉంటాయి, అంత మంచిది. ఎందుకు అంటే క్యాల్కులేషన్ సింపుల్ గా ఉంటుంది. మీరు అదే ఏ నెంబర్స్ అయినా ఎస్యూమ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు కదా అని పెద్ద నెంబర్స్ తీసుకున్నారు అనుకోండి, క్యాల్కులేషన్ రాంగ్, ఐ మీన్ కాంప్లికేటెడ్ గా ఉంటుంది. క్లియర్ అమ్మా? ఈ టైప్ ఆఫ్ సమ్స్ అన్న మనకు చాలా ఎక్కువగా ఇస్తున్నాడు లాస్ట్ 4 years నుంచి కూడా. క్లియర్? యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఇట్? Okay, once if you start the classes, you will come to understand each and everything. Okay, so maths అయినా సరే మీకు రాకపోయినా సరే డౌట్స్ ఏమి అంటే పానిక్ అవ్వాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. We start from the basics. నంబర్ సిస్టమ్ నుంచి పర్మిటేషన్స్ అండ్ కాంబినేషన్స్ చాలా, అంటే నేను ప్రతి టాపిక్ కూడా బేసిక్స్ నుంచి సిసాట్ కి రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో సో కంప్లీట్ గా దానిలోనే నేర్చుకుంటాం. ఎస్పెషల్లీ మనం నేర్చుకునేటప్పుడు నంబర్ సిస్టమ్ కొన్ని పర్టికులర్ టాపిక్స్ ఇంకా డీప్ గా వెళ్తాం, ఎందుకంటే అవి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్స్ కాబట్టి, కాన్సెప్ట్స్ కాబట్టి. క్లియర్ అమ్మా? సో ఆస్క్ మీ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ డౌట్స్. No, that's why I'm saying that. So CSAT exam, if you look at the previous year questions of CSAT, and most of the questions are similar pattern.
Sometimes we go nearby, but we make only mistake in small numbers. For example, this one, if you take 2,889, only by small margin.
Yeah, that 1,000, that comes with the practice only. That comes with the practice. Yes, obviously, that if you do a single mistake, you will lose it. That's why you need to make sure that you should not do it. That is the reason why we require the practice.
That comes in which part we do such mistakes, we have to practice.
See, it depends on person to person. When it comes to this type of silly mistakes, it depends on person to person. Okay, so you might have made mistakes in some areas, others might have made mistakes in the other areas. Like it depends person to person, but you can sort it out. So if you practice regularly, definitely. So you need to practice more. That's what I'm saying that. Anyways, these classes are only exclusively for the CSAT only. CSAT సంబంధించిన మాత్రమే కాబట్టి we don't go beyond the CSAT. Okay, so it's completely related to the CSAT. మనకు వేరే ఎగ్జామ్స్ సంబంధించి మనం చెప్పుకోం ఇక్కడ. సో దీనికి ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే ఫస్ట్ వి విల్ సాల్వ్ ద క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్ రూమ్. సో మాక్సిమం క్వశ్చన్స్ విల్ సాల్వ్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్ రూమ్. ఓకే, మనం చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఏంటంటే వైల్ డూయింగ్ ద క్వశ్చన్స్, యాజ్ ఐ ఆల్రెడీ టోల్ దట్ సమ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్స్ ఆర్ దేర్, సో విల్ డూ మోర్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ మోర్, సో విల్ గో ఇన్ టు డీప్ ఫర్ దోస్ పర్టికులర్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ టాపిక్స్. ఆ టాపిక్స్ కి మనం డీప్ లో వెళ్తాం. సో నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి మనకి ఏంటంటే ప్రీవియస్ ఇయర్ క్వశ్చన్స్ మనం ఖచ్చితంగా చేయాలి. 90% ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ విల్ డూ ఇట్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్ రూమ్ ఓన్లీ. ఓకే, సో కాబట్టి మీరు అవి అక్కడ ఫినిష్ చేసుకోండి. నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేది ఏంటంటే రిమైనింగ్ ఆ 10% మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకుంటే ఈజీగానే వచ్చేస్తుంది. మాక్సిమం మనం కవర్ చేసేస్తాం ఇక్కడ. నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి మార్క్ టెస్ట్. సో మార్క్ టెస్ట్ మీరు రాసుకోండి. మార్క్ టెస్ట్ అయితే ఖచ్చితంగా మినిమం 10 ఫుల్ లెంగ్త్ మార్క్ టెస్ట్ యూ నీడ్ టు రైట్. ఓకే, సో దట్ యూ కమ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ వేర్ యూ ఆర్ డూయింగ్ మిస్టేక్స్. అది ఎప్పుడంటే లాస్ట్లో మనం చేసుకుంటే బెటర్. అండ్ తర్వాత మీకు హ్యాండ్అవుట్స్ ఇస్తాం. హ్యాండ్అవుట్స్ కూడా స్ట్రిక్ట్లీ దట్ రిలేటెడ్ టు ద CSAT రిలేటెడ్ గానే ఉంటాయి. మీరు దాని నుంచి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది. అంతకు మించి అయితే మీరు ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళాల్సిన అవసరం అయితే లేదు, ఏమీ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. ఓకే, దిస్ ఇస్ ద స్టెప్స్ టు ఫాలో ఫర్ CSAT. క్లియర్? కాంబినేషన్కి వచ్చేసరికి ఏంటంటే సో ద అదర్ 2 faculty మ్యామ్ అండ్ ద సార్ విల్ టేక్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. క్లియర్? ఎనీ డౌట్స్? ఓకే, రైట్. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. We'll see you in the classes. ఇది ఆప్షన్.